Hey everybody, it's the Shape, back with another video and a little bit of catch me up. Now, you know I address everything kind of that's going on in the paranormal community, in our debunking community, every chance I get, and this is no exception. But this here, in my opinion, is definitely worth addressing. Now, I've never really I don't show much behind the scenes, like, you know, and I don't like drama, but I wanted just to show you this because it just blows my mind, and maybe people understand how copyright claims and stuff like that damage channels. It's personal. Even all my videos are fair use. I transform all my content. You know, you fake, I show that you fake. I put animations, whatever, different things in all my videos. But I had, get this now, 56 videos. 56 videos that I'm not making a dime off of. Now, there's a couple that are age restricted, but you don't make anything. Trust me, you don't make nothing when they get age restricted. Any YouTuber will tell you that. A couple of them. But most of them are outright copyright claims to where whoever claims it gets the money that my video makes. I don't care if it's 2 seconds of footage they deem I shouldn't be using. It doesn't matter if the video is 30 minutes. They get everything the video makes. I don't care if they claim 2 seconds of it. They get the whole 30-minute video. But yeah, 56 copyright claims. Think about that. Thousands of dollars ain't coming to me. Ain't going into the channel, our channel. And if it wasn't for you guys, you know, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have time. I wouldn't be able to put time into it. So everybody that watches, you right now, you that's looking at me, I truly appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not one to complain much. Yeah, I'll bring up a copyright claim, but I don't like to dwell on it. But something interesting happened. I got a email from YouTube, and this email said, we are informing you that 2 of your videos had a copyright takedown request, which means they want the video taken down, obviously. I was like, huh, who would do such a thing? And then you scroll down and it shows you who made the complaint and who wanted the video taken down, obviously, even though it's fair use. And it was my haunted hotel. That's who it was. And I'm not gonna like put nobody's name on blast because I'm not gonna give them any attention. But YouTube sided with us and said that my videos are fair use. I'd say they didn't like it very much, but that's happened multiple times. Omar, you remember, he done it too. But the reason I bring it up, I just wanted to get it out, and because I don't keep anything from you guys, I just tell you what's going on. But I thought it was pretty low. In my opinion, it felt personal. You know what I mean? Because you don't like what somebody's saying. You can't take criticism. Or, well, except for your response video, but I'm not going to get into it. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. But we got a pretty good debunk. So let's get into this video. This video is going to be a good one. It ain't going to be very long. But, you know, I've done a couple of videos, and this one's no exception, of Lee from Really Haunted. I'm only going to use this one clip because he, well, 2 clips. He has a tendency to him and Cater Media, they'll copyright claim anything. It doesn't matter if it's fair use or not. And you guys know I ain't kidding there. But a vacuum cleaner, okay? A vacuum cleaner levitates at like 3 or 4 foot off the floor by itself, stays in midair for a few seconds, and then falls. And the invisible entity force can't be seen with the camera, obviously. But I really want to take a look at it, you know, up close, because it really stood out to me like, oh, man, this is a juicy one. And you got to give Lee credit, okay? Yeah, he fakes horribly. But he ain't afraid to take it to the next level, right? He's got portals on his wall. He has shadow figures every day. He has everything going. The way he sees it, if you're going to stage, you know what? Shoot for the stars. You got to respect that. Now, before I tell you what I think happened, feel free to comment below and put what you think he did to stage this clip. We're going to really zoom in, because if you look and pay attention, it really, really stands out like, wow, like insane. I couldn't believe it. I was like, so all the people that support you, nobody even saw this? I mean, once you see it, it's visually jarring, right? But let's kind of take a deep dive real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I have a cold, people. But hey, we're pushing through. Now, as the vacuum cleaner starts to lift up, it kind of, once it goes off the ground, the floor, it veers to the right a bit, and then it goes back into place. I'll show you with the graphic here pretty soon, but the reason that stood out to me is, well, for one, that would be if he was standing there with something, lifting the vacuum cleaner up and, you know, then mask itself out. That would be hard to do because it's not going straight up. It's kind of rocking. But what really stood out to me is a freeze frame. So comment below, yeah, if you got that one. And it's not just a freeze frame. And it's intentional. The reason I know it's intentional is because the sound never changes. It just stays smooth. So, and if it was a freeze frame, you would know that. But a freeze frame is when it's just like one frame of the camera that stays. It sticks. And why? And it's right when the vacuum gets to the very full height. As if he tried to freeze frame it to make it levitate longer and then drop, which is what he did. But let's look again. Now pay attention to the wall too. You guys might see something I don't. But he definitely froze this image. I did that video on paranormies. Remember the mirror and they walk past it and his reflection don't show up? The reason I'm mentioning that, it's different, but the reason I mentioned that is because light and reflections. If the camera is rolling, then light is bouncing from everywhere and it will glare. And if an object's lifting in the air and moves, the light gleam will move too. It will reflect and move. And it will have different colors because the walls are a certain color, the floor, the ceiling, everything. But when you freeze a frame, the reflection becomes dead and more grainy. And we're going to look at that too, because it stands out really bad. But let's zoom in and I'll show you what I mean.
And when you zoom in, you see it freeze. Now look, the image is completely frozen, and then you'll notice it unfreeze here in just a second. Take a look. And there, you see that?
So obviously, it's a freeze frame. I mean, when you zoom in, you can see when it freezes and when it unfreezes. You can see the glare, the reflection, everything change. It goes from a dead reflection back to a bright, vibrant reflection. But I took the time to take an identical vacuum cleaner, put it beside his, and keep in mind, mine will be a 2D cutout of his vacuum cleaner. And I'm going to put it right beside his. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Because when they start lifting, you can tell his is actually being lifted. It's not a 2D image. The vacuum cleaner is literally being lifted. But my 2D cutout doesn't match up until they get in the air. And then you'll see that both dead reflections match. Because the 2D image that I cut out is a dead reflection. The 2D image that I cut out is just one frame. That one frame of that reflection at that instant. You see what I'm saying? But look, let's do it.
Now my 2D vacuum cleaner is just like his, and as you can tell, his is really being lifted up, and mine's just a 2D image that has no shine. But once the frame freezes, look at them. They're identical. You see that? That shows that he used a freeze frame and then unfroze it.
Keep in mind though, I don't have access to his original footage that he recorded himself. If I did, it would be even more quality. My 2D would have been more quality because I'd had the original, right? The question would be, obviously it's a freeze frame, but how did he lift the vacuum cleaner without being seen? At first, I thought, well, and I'll show you the graphic, maybe he stood to the side where the banister is and had something attached to it, like something green that may be chromed out, or just something he could have masked out and just lifted it and just, like I said, masked himself out.
One way to do it, which would be hard, is to attach an object to the vacuum cleaner and stand over the side and lift up like I'm showing you in this image here. And then in editing, you can just simply add a mask. And the way you would add a mask is you would have a mask on this side where the person is standing and whatever you're lifting the vacuum with, and then you just move the mask to account for the vacuum cleaner moving side to side.
But like I said, I don't think he did that. Because if you had something attached to the vacuum and you were standing beside it lifting the vacuum cleaner up, that would be heavy for one. Even if you had it in the middle or the bottom, you would have to have it toward the top, that way you could balance it better. But you would have to mask yourself out of that. And when the vacuum cleaner is going left and right, that would be hard to do, and you would see where they attached. Even if you tried to mask it perfect frame by frame, you would still see minute details. And I didn't see anything, so I don't think he did it that way. But then I thought, is there or is there not an attic right above where he's at there? The hatch is actually like a couple of feet from where the vacuum is toward the camera. The hatch that goes in the attic.
But notice the straight line. When it starts lifting, it goes out of the line. But once it balances, look where it ends up. It ends up dead center of that line again. You could lift a vacuum with anything as long as you mask it out. And that's what I think happened here. Or he used magician's string. But you could move the mask up with the vacuum.
There are a lot of noises going on outside. I have heard dogs barking, a loud vehicle. Man, that is kind of spooky when you are sitting by yourself. It's, not called spirits, but I do think there's a Bigfoot back there, and that's no cap. Where were we? Ah, yes. Now, when the vacuum cleaner lifts up and it veers to the right, I noticed that after I put that red line straight down, I noticed that it falls right back dead center of that line, which means I think that's the exact place that it's being pulled up on a straight line. Why he froze it, I think it was one of two reasons. He wanted to make it look like it was levitating longer, or something happened when he lifted it, and maybe it turned and it did something that looked staged. And he's like, no, I'll just freeze frame it and cut it to when it drops. One of those two. Comment below what you think. But now the question would be, if you have a string lifting it, or whatever, you could use something thick to lift it. If you put a mask right at the main top of the vacuum cleaner handle and you move the mask up as the vacuum cleaner lifts, you keep it right there on the tip of the vacuum cleaner handle. You could do it that way. Comment below what you think. I think I'm on to something.
Now this is the same hallway upstairs. It's a different video. And he's looking up in the attic. Now he's looking the opposite direction, but the attic is, well, you can see it's all the way around the whole hatch here. So you can move around up there. You could even drill a hole in the ceiling and run a string through there if you wanted to. But when he drops down out of the attic, look, there's the vacuum cleaner where it is in an older video. I thought that was funny.
Now, the footage I just showed you was just a little clip out of a different video. It's not the same video. But you see the vacuum in a different spot, which maybe he's vacuuming, right? But yeah, I'm going to show you where the attic was. But like I said, comment below what you think. Now, he used the freeze frame when the vacuum got to its highest point. He froze the image and used a steel frame. I don't know why. I can't understand for the life of me why you think nobody would see that, or maybe just didn't care.
There's where the vacuum was in the older or the newer video, and obviously right above his head right there is the attic hatch. But yeah, there is where the vacuum cleaner would have been in relation to the attic that's right above his head. And what is that floating to the right of the frame? And there's the attic access.
That clip definitely stood out to me, and I guess you guys can see why now. That being said, these videos, especially the Halloween season, are going to be scarier, better in every way. That's why I'm messing with this background, trying to get it looking like really, really spooky. And I'm open for ideas, so comment below if you got ideas, and I'll shout you out if you give me an idea that I use in a video. Now I just want to get real at the end of this video. I don't do that very often. And even though, yeah, I'm the shape, this ain't the shape talking. This is just me. J-Dub, okay? But I just want to tell each and every one of you guys, and I see you in the comments. I see you on Messenger. I get your emails. Everything you guys do, it's never lost on me. Everything you guys do, I appreciate. I see you. Sometimes I might not get to a comment like right out of the gate, and sometimes I might overlook one completely. But without you guys, I don't exist. And you guys are truly, truly the shape. That's what you guys are. I may be a voice, but you guys are the voice. And none of us YouTubers could ever thank you guys enough. Not me, Side-Eyed Guy, Beardo Crow, just everybody. Could never thank you guys enough for all that you do. Now, I can't speak for them completely, but I know they appreciate their supporters. But what I will tell you, I can speak for myself. And you guys are amazing. And you guys have been here, you stood beside me, you've had my back, and like I said, it's not lost on me, and I promised you guys I'd never take it for granted. Oh, I'm tearing up. Man. But it means a lot, it really does. Got some bangers coming. I know this is a shorter video, but I just wanted to get this one out. I know it's not all fancy and animated, but I wanted to get a good clip out, a good debunk, and plus get this off my chest. And I didn't want to do it in a debunking video because it'd be 2 hours long, and I was like, nah, I'll make it its own thing. But I love you guys, and when I say I love you, I'm not just saying it. I love you guys, each and every one of you. And I appreciate you very, very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Y'all come back now, you hear? Peace.